Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the SH Figuarts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku, both the original release and the new Best Selection release. We're going to go over all the differences and compare them and see which one we actually like best. And spoiler alert, you might be surprised with which one comes out on top. So we'll start with the packaging. We'll start with the original. The original packaging, as we've all seen, has a nice big window on the front and a really awesome image of Goku kind of with his arms down to the side, screaming out like he's powering up. The new Best Selection release is a lot sleeker and slimmer and smaller to accommodate for less accessories, but it has a nice window, and on the front it has an image of Goku standing there with kind of a stoic kind of look on his face. Now on the back, they're very similar as far as like both having classic SH Figuarts images throughout, but both packages have different variations of what poses Goku is actually in. But that's pretty much all that I have for you for these packages. So let's get them out of the package and take a closer look at them. Now, obviously right out of the box, they both look really awesome. This is not a brand new figure or anything. We have seen this figure before, so we're not going to do the complete usual steps that I do for a review. If you want to see a complete review on the Legendary Super Saiyan Goku, check out mine that I did a few months back. You know, I'll link it somewhere either on the screen or in the description. But anyway, I will tell you how tall he is though. He stands right at 6.5 inches tall, which would make the entire figure about 17 centimeters. Other than that, check out that other video. Thank you very much. Anyways, I think he looks really good, but there is going to be some aesthetic characteristics, I guess you'd say, that do differ between the two, and we will go over those here in a minute. But first, just because I like to look at it, let's stand him next to some other shirtless Gokus.
Why are you gay?
And first up, we've got the Super Warrior Awakening Goku, and I absolutely love this figure. I think down the road I'm going to do an actual individual video on it because he is criminally slept on. This figure is fantastic. Also, here he is next to the Ultra Instinct Goku. This isn't the Toryotaro one, this is the original one, and I think they look really good. Of course, these two are much buffer than the other ones, but they still look good nonetheless. Now for accessories, that is where both of these releases wildly differ. But they both do come with that regular Super Saiyan head sculpt on them in the package, along with that, you know, serious face and a set of fist hands. But the Best Selection release comes with everything you're looking at right now. He comes with one extra face plate, which is a wide open mouth yelling face, and it looks great, and two other sets of like wide open style pose hands, and that is it. Now for the original, we've all seen that before, and he comes with 3 extra face plates and like 10 extra hands, all kinds of wild open style pose hands and stuff. He also comes with that awesome looking Kamehameha blast, and he comes with that extra windswept kind of hair sculpt and that additional bang piece right there, and I think it looks pretty good. Now, I have right here, everything on the left and right is what they come in common with, and in the middle is the difference. And I think for about a $20 to $25 difference in price point, that makes up for it. You know, if that came as a kit, we would all gladly pay $20 to $25 for that. So the Best Selection release, I'm not really sure what the thinking was behind that, but they both look good regardless. Now for aesthetic, they are the exact same figure. They really didn't change anything, particularly in engineering or anything like that. So they both look, you know, with slight variations in some of the shading of the hair and on the pants, and I think that's just, you know, you just can't replicate everything 100% perfectly, you know, but they both still got the short stubby neck, but I think it looks all right. The great looking muscularity in the chest, overly engineered, I think, you know, midsection and shoulder area, and of course these crazy wide hips that kind of take away from the smallness of the waist, but the great sculpt in the pants and stuff like that, and otherwise the paintwork looks really good. Still no muscularity shading, excuse me. But the aspect of these figures as far as the aesthetic that I want to go over is this right here, the chest. Because we all know, everybody who bought this from day one has complained that the chest is discolored, and this right here is the original release in my right hand, and you can see it plain as day. It looks like he's got a farmer's tan, or he's wearing a wife beater tank top or something. Look at the new one. Not nearly as pronounced. Not nearly. They've almost matched it to a T, especially once you flip it around to the back here. See how on the right you can see the difference on the back? Look at this new one. Almost identical. They've pretty much completely fixed that with this new release, and I really, really like that. To me personally, I think that's worth the price of admission for buying this figure just for that right there. A lot of people that won't bother, and it doesn't bother me, but if I was somebody who displayed and this aspect right here bothered them, I would buy this just to replace it so that it wouldn't be there. Because I tell you what, that especially in hand, it is spot on. This one is, especially when you got them side by side, it's so stark now. This one on the right, you could almost, over time kind of forget that it's like that. But now that these two are side by side, it is so glaring. But that's really all I really wanted to cover or talk about with him was that right there. I think that was a major milestone. So my final thoughts on it. I personally don't think that this best selection release was a necessity, especially if they were just doing that to, basically flex that they were able to replace the chest piece and make the colors match better, because they were re-releasing the entire, original release anyway, and they could have just made that update to that figure. It's still really awesome. I freaking love it. It's one of my top 3 favorite Gokus. Still, but I think it's a little unnecessary, especially at $45. That should have been a $35 release, in my opinion. But it's still really, really awesome. But I want your all's thoughts. What do you think about the chest coloration being really good now? I like it. I think that was an awesome move, even though I think they should have introduced it with the full-on, full-on release, you know what I mean, as far as all the accessories and stuff. But I'll give it an A. Well, no, I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a B because I think it was $10 too expensive for what it was, but it's still really great. The Legendary Super Saiyan Goku is awesome. If for some reason the original release is too expensive for you, try and get your hands on this, the best selection release. I think it'll eventually end up in stores, and it's pretty good, just a lot less accessories. Anyways, that's all I have got for Goku right here. He looks really cool. Keep an eye out for any new videos we got coming up. And if you could, do me a favor, click on that video that just popped up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.